So our part of the play starts off with the narrator in the middle of the stage, and she explains kind of what's been going on. There's been a couple different methods other than ASL that have been tried to put in place. There's been cued speech, sound exact English, and oralism. And then it transitions to the scene with the classroom. She starts by saying, "Please stand." And then some of the students try to speak to her orally. And they kind of stutter a little bit, and it's hard for them to talk. The teacher asks one of the students, how are they doing today? And then the deaf student kind of speaks in more like an ASL kind of gloss, so they say like, "me, fine." And then the teacher goes to say, the teacher corrects her and says, "Please say, I am fine." And then the deaf girl still doesn't speak like that. She says, "I, me, fine." So then they transition to having another person try out, and he tries to say that he's doing good, but he just says "goo," and he forgets to add the D. So they try it out again, and the teacher kind of points like this and tries to mouth it to him, but it just doesn't work. And then so they get they kind of close, and they have the teacher in the center, and she says how if the deaf students learn English, they're going to have a better future, and they're going to be so good, and she's just so excited about it. And then so they transition to the next scene, and the teacher says that they're going to have a really exciting day today, and they're doing cued speech, and then the deaf students do cued speech, but they do it with more an ASL way. So they say exciting why, and the teacher is frustrated with this, and they say no, that's not correct. So they have another deaf person, and they say exciting today why, which is more of an ASL way, and that's not good enough for the teacher. So the teacher goes back to doing more cued speech, and they say the reason why today is going to be so exciting is because we're having an ice cream party. And then you see a girl, and she understands, and she's really excited, and she does the ASL sign for ice cream. And then you see the teacher, and she kind of looks up, and she has a bit of a malevolent looking expression. She says that if the students continue to practice, one day they will master English, and she just seems so excited and so happy about that. And then the lights go dim, and then the next scene you see them in the classroom, and they're doing C sign, and then the teacher signs out like, "What is the capital of California?" And they're doing it in a very C way. So I've never seen this for capital. I've seen this for capital, but anyway. So one of the deaf students raises their hands, and they just say one word. They say Sacramento, and that's kind of a sentence fragment. So the teacher is not happy with this, and they proclaim that student's English isn't very good. So they have another person do it, and they kind of add a few more words. They say capital California with a C in this way, is Sacramento. And the teacher says that that's better, but it's not quite right. And then they have another student do it, and they do it in a better way, and the teacher is more pleased with it. And then she says, with more practice, they shall master English. And it's kind of malevolent as well. And then then we have the narrator, and she says that the students have faced challenges with oralism, cued speech, and C sign. And now let's see what happens when you add cochlear implants to the mix. So you see a bunch of people meeting, some doctors and some parents, and people are shaking hands saying hello, and the parents are saying that they are looking for the accommodations that their daughter needs. The doctor is saying, yes, we have the appropriate method, or we have the right program for your child. And then the parents are absolutely stressing that they do not want their child to learn sign language, and the doctor says, yes, that's fine, we don't have that in our program. So then the doctors claim that yes, with our program, your daughter will master speech, and then they say how cochlear implants and speech therapy are the absolute way to go, thus stressing that they don't want sign. So then they go back into the doctor's office, and then the scene closes. And then the narrator comes up again. They say something like, if you notice, it doesn't matter what sort of methods are used, it's still vital for deaf people to be able to use ASL. And then you see a bunch of deaf people lined up, and they're kind of signing about some volleyball stuff. And then some people meet again, and they greet each other. And the one woman notices that this deaf girl has gotten so much better at her signing, and she's so excited. You can go, that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I also have editing stuff too, so I can just cut all that out. So, anyway, back to this. So they greet each other, and they're very excited. So then all the deaf people start talking about how, one grew up oral, and it was very difficult for them, but sign has opened up a whole new world for them. And then another person says sort of the same thing, but they grew up with cute speech. And then they mentioned the bye-bye model, where for me that means bicultural, bilingual program, where they're going to have deaf students learn ASL first and English second, and then they want to bring this up to the doctors. So in the next scene, they go and you see the deaf people kind of like on a panel, and they're talking to the doctors, and the doctors have an interpreter there. And they're explaining that they want to set up the bye-bye model, and the doctors just aren't having it. They keep going back and forth a little bit, and then the deaf people stand up and they sign this, which to me that means we will not compromise, we have heard enough. And then it goes back to the narrator, and the narrator says to me, uncompromising, that is what it means to be stone deaf. And that's the end of the play.